You've been hurt on the job, you're in pain, you need to get to a doctor, you're worried about paying your medical bills. What benefits are you entitled to under the workers' compensation laws? That's what we're going to talk about today. The most important benefit you may be entitled to is medical treatment. The basic rule is that the insurance company for your employer is obligated to send you to a doctor so you can be evaluated. He can diagnose you and decide what treatment you need. When he decides what treatment you need, the insurance company is obligated to provide it. So, for example, if the doctor decides that you need physical therapy, then you're entitled to physical therapy. If the doctor decides you need surgery, then you are entitled to surgery. Sometimes the insurance company may send you to another doctor to get a second opinion because they don't like what the first doctor has said. That is their right to do, and you have an obligation to attend that appointment. What may happen sometimes in those situations that you have surgery, but the second doctor may disagree, and that will give the insurance company an opening to try and deny you. It is in those sorts of situations where you may benefit from having a lawyer to fight the insurance company on your behalf. Assuming that the insurance company doesn't pick a fight with you on medical treatment, you will be entitled to continue to receive the treatment that the doctor says you need until he has decided that he has gotten you as good as he can. That is what we call maximum medical improvement. When you have reached maximum medical improvement, the doctor will determine what, if any, permanent work restrictions you have and what, if any, permanent partial disability you suffer as a result of the injury. Permanent partial disability is really just a shorthand way for a doctor to decide how much permanent loss of use you have suffered to your injured body part. Let's say you injured your right knee. The doctor does surgery. He sends you through physical therapy. He gives you the time you need to heal, and then he says you have reached maximum medical improvement. He may decide at the end of his treatment that you have permanently lost 20% of the use of your leg as a result of that injury. Then there is a formula under the law where we plug in the percentage that the doctor has assigned and the amount of the weekly benefits you have been receiving to decide how much that permanent injury is worth. As far as those weekly benefits are concerned, if you are out of work because of your injury, then you are entitled to weekly compensation benefits. And the basic rule is that you are entitled to receive a check every week so long as you're out of work because of your injury. And the amount of that check is 2/3 of your average weekly wage. You will be entitled to receive that check so long as the doctor says you are unable to work in any capacity, or if the doctor says you have certain work restrictions that your employer can't accommodate. Then, once you reach maximum medical improvement, that is when both sides, you and the insurance company, will begin moving towards a settlement. And that settlement will come in a lump sum and will represent what ultimately a workers' compensation judge says is fair based on what sort of permanent disability you have suffered because of your injury. Now, it may be that following your injury, you are able to get back to work, but you're not earning as much as you did before you got hurt. If that happens, then you are entitled to what we call temporary partial disability. If you were earning $600 a week before your injury, and then you got hurt, and the doctor put you under restrictions, and your employer brought you back to some sort of light-duty job, but was only paying you now $300 per week, you would be losing $300 a week in wages. The law says that the workers' comp insurance company has to pay you 2/3 of the difference between what you made before you were hurt and what you are now making in your light-duty position. You were making $600, now you're making $300, you've lost $300 per week, and they've got to pay you 2/3 of that every week, or $200. Now, it may be that your injury is so severe that you are unable to return to work even after the doctor has decided that you are healed, that you are as good as you're going to get. In that case, you may be entitled to permanent and total disability, which would entitle you, in most cases, to receive your weekly workers' compensation check for up to 500 weeks. In some cases, if your injury is particularly severe, you may be entitled to ask a workers' compensation judge to award you benefits for life. Unfortunately, sometimes workers are killed on the job. When that occurs, those who were dependent on that worker, a wife, a husband, minor children, are entitled to benefits under the law. If you are killed on the job, your family is entitled to 500 weeks of your weekly workers' compensation benefits, in addition to some or all of your funeral expenses. If you're hurt on the job and the doctor has healed you as best he can, but you still can't go back and do the kind of work you did before because of the limitations that he's put on you, you may be entitled to what we call vocational rehabilitation. And here's how it works. The workers' compensation insurance company hires what we call a vocational specialist, somebody who works with you, sizes you up as a job candidate out there in the labor market based on your age, your work history, your education, and the limitations you have as a result of your work injury, and comes up with a plan to help you get back to work. Sometimes that involves sending you back to school. Sometimes it means just helping you put together resumes and applications and identifying job leads. But the basic idea is that you are unable to go back to do the sort of work you did before, and so the insurance company is going to hire somebody to help you get back to work doing something different. And so it is important to understand that vocational rehabilitation, while it may help you, may also give the insurance company an edge in trying to cut off your benefits, which means it is important before you start vocational rehabilitation to consider reaching out to a lawyer to help you navigate that road. We at the law offices of James Scott Farron have a team of people who are dedicated to helping you fight the insurance company. We bring to the table innovation, dedication, technology, skill, and experience in trying to make sure that you get everything you are entitled to under the law. Give us a call. We're here to help.